Hi, my name is Erin Ferla. I'm representing River Ridge High School, and my topic is on the opioid epidemic. Much like beauty, the difference between triumph and tragedy is perspective to the eye of the beholder. The world is unfair, as it is frequently seen that one man's success may result in another man's plummet. The most devastating example of this actually exists among all of our social classes, and that is the opioid epidemic. Individuals suffering from addiction and mental health disorders are often taken advantage of not only by our local drug dealers, but by the people that America is actually supposed to be able to really trust the most. Unfortunately, each year these numbers only continue to increase, indicating that change is really not existent. But why is that? Unfortunately, the truth is that drugs make money. Pharmaceutical companies are really unable to flourish amongst their competitors unless they, sell more of their products. In fact, the National Capital Poison Center indicated that approximately 130 people die from opioid overdoses each day. This means that addiction is more fatal than motor vehicle crashes. And I just want you to think about that for 2 seconds. Unfortunately, with these pharmaceutical companies, as they're marketing to more and more doctors, an associate professor at the UCLA Anderson School of Management indicated that pharmaceutical companies are spending nearly double what they would spend on research and the development of new products on marketing to doctors. And I know that, a lot of doctors are ethical, but we do have some that aren't and are just trying to obtain more money, and so that is really dangerous for our communities that are really affected by addiction and mental health disorders. Especially because addicts try so hard to break away from their addiction, but at the end of the day, it is a really big struggle, and they will be willing to do whatever they can to get their hands on prescription drugs. The most prominent example that I would know about this is my aunt, who actually has been struggling with addiction for nearly 30 years now, and it's been like a big problem in my family. Anytime that we would go to like a family event, she would showcase her pint-sized bag of like all these different pills she had that she got from doctor shopping. And if you're unaware with what doctor shopping is, it just is basically when you present yourself to various different physicians to say that you have all these medical conditions that you don't truly have, but the goal is to get as many different medications that you can. When she would showcase her bags of pills at our family events, she would basically just do it so that if anybody was complaining about like a headache or being sad, like she would just be like, oh, well, I have this to help you. This was specifically dangerous to my mother because at the time she was struggling with a catastrophic divorce between her and my father, and so she ended up taking the pills that her sister was giving to her. I lost her when I was only 10 years old from her addiction problem, and it still is really heartbreaking for me. It happened when I was 10, and it's heartbreaking for my family, but out of everything, it's just really frustrating because I know that this is really preventable, especially with all of our resources. The biggest thing that we could do is definitely change the stigma that we have as a country on mental health problems. I think people are really scared to talk about it, and that is something that we need to kind of steer away from and try to be more open to getting better mental health resources. Furthermore, our police officer academies should be forced to carry naloxone, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically an antidote that counteracts any opioid overdoses from taking place, so that it basically revives you and you get like a second or a third chance at life, which is really a gift. Furthermore, those distributing medications, which would be our doctors, even if they are very ethical, they should be further monitored because we want to make sure that they're not giving out painkillers when they don't need to. There are various other methods for pain management, and I'm sure you know, and they include acupuncture, medical marijuana, homeopathic substances. It doesn't always need to be these pills that are really easy for people to get addicted to. And then also, we should be holding these pharmaceutical companies accountable. They shouldn't be proud of the fact that they're spending most of their money on marketing to doctors to sell more. If anything, we should be asking them to focus on their ability to find cures for new drugs, for other diseases, and research, because addiction is one of the few diseases that actually is curable, so why wouldn't we want to help other people as well instead of just marketing? Until America does see these changes, unfortunately, the numbers will only continue to increase each year. This is really dangerous, and it is just really upsetting because our population should not keep depleting, and we should not be losing more mothers, fathers, friends, children, and family members to something that is so easily preventable that we, as all people, could help. I do speak for our younger generation when I say that while the difference between triumph and tragedy might be perspective, over the technicalities of that. We want to seek change, and we as a whole community need to get over the stigma and need to come together so that we can help people within our own communities. Thank you.